For years, the world has watched Yaman rise to stardom with a mixture of admiration, curiosity, and fascination. His career has been dazzling, his public persona magnetic, and yet behind the cameras, behind the magazine covers and the red carpets, there has always been a lingering question: who truly holds Yaman's heart? This question has echoed across fan forums, in gossip magazines, and in countless interviews where he has often danced around the subject, giving just enough to stir intrigue but never enough to satisfy curiosity. But as time has passed, pieces of his romantic life have begun to surface, and shocking revelations are finally coming to light. His love secrets, long speculated upon, are painting a much more vivid picture of the man behind the celebrity. Yaman's story is compelling not only because of his physical presence and undeniable charisma but because of the mystique he cultivates. Born in Istanbul, educated as a lawyer, and later reborn as an international star, his journey has been one of transformation. That transformation extended into his private life as well. At first, he was just another actor navigating fame in Turkey. But as his roles in popular romantic comedies like Erkenci Kuş catapulted him into global recognition, his personal relationships also came under relentless scrutiny. It wasn't just about his acting anymore. It was about who he was seen with, who he was rumored to love, and what secrets he kept tucked away when the camera stopped rolling. One of the most defining relationships in Can's career was his on-screen and off-screen connection with Demet Özdemir. Their chemistry in Erkenci Kuş was so explosive that fans immediately believed there had to be more. And while both tried to manage the narrative, sometimes denying, sometimes leaving hints, it became one of the most speculated romances in Turkish entertainment history. They were seen together outside of filming, they shared moments that felt too authentic to be mere acting, and fans dissected every smile, every touch, every glance. Whether or not their relationship ever blossomed fully into romance remains a debate, but what is undeniable is that it set the foundation for how the world would perceive Yaman, a man forever tied to passionate, mysterious love stories. But Demet was not the only name linked to him. As Can's fame extended into Italy, so did the list of rumored romances. He was associated with several Italian celebrities, models, and TV personalities. Some encounters were fleeting, others lasted longer, but almost all of them carried the weight of secrecy. Unlike other stars who flaunt their relationships, Can often kept his private affairs under wraps. This only made the rumors grow louder. Paparazzi photos would appear, gossip magazines would speculate, and fans would analyze body language with forensic precision. Every interaction became a clue, every absence a mystery. The shocking revelations, however, don't come simply from the names he has been linked with. They come from the patterns that emerge when looking closer. Yaman has a tendency to keep his most meaningful relationships away from the spotlight, protecting them from the chaos of fame. Friends close to him have suggested that while the tabloids chase after shallow stories, the real romances in his life have been lived quietly, behind closed doors. There are stories of secret getaways, of late-night phone calls that lasted for hours, of messages sent across countries. While the world was watching his public moves, the truth was unfolding in private, where he could allow himself to be vulnerable. What shocks fans most is not just who he has been linked to but the reality of how carefully he has guarded his heart. Unlike many stars who thrive on public displays of affection, Can seems to prefer the opposite. He has openly admitted in interviews that he values privacy, that he doesn't feel the need to parade his love life to validate it. And yet, every time he appears in public with someone, the narrative explodes. One moment, he is seen laughing with a co-star, the next, rumors of engagement swirl. Another time, he is photographed leaving an event with someone at his side, and suddenly the media declares a new romance. In truth, the shocking revelation is that the world has often been wrong, confusing friendship or professional interactions with romance. But hidden among those false leads are genuine connections that Can has never fully confirmed. One of the more recent chapters in his love life revolves around his time in Italy. There, he became a sensation, embraced almost as one of their own. His involvement in projects like Viola come il mare brought him even closer to the Italian audience, and inevitably, Italian women. Rumors linked him to models and actresses, each headline more dramatic than the last. But the one that caught the most attention was his connection to an Italian sports presenter, which turned into a whirlwind story across tabloids. For weeks, they dominated headlines, until suddenly, it all went quiet. Some said it ended quickly, others believed it had been more of a publicity romance than a true connection. The truth, as always with Can, remained shrouded in mystery. Perhaps the most surprising element of Can's romantic revelations is the suggestion that he has been in love more than once, but not always in the way fans imagined. Insiders claim that some of his deepest connections have been with women far removed from the public eye. These were not actresses or models, but private individuals who offered him peace away from the spotlight. Relationships that were never photographed, never written about, but which shaped him profoundly. It is these hidden romances that shock fans most because they challenge the carefully crafted narratives of the tabloids. Can Yaman, the global heartthrob, was not just chasing glamorous love stories. He was also searching for sincerity, for stability, for someone who could see him as a man rather than as a star. And yet, even with these hidden layers, there is no denying the impact of his public romances. Each rumor, each supposed fling, has fueled his image as a lover, as a man of passion. It's almost as though his love life has become part of his brand, an extension of the roles he plays on screen. The shocking revelation is that Can himself seems aware of this duality. He has at times leaned into the narrative, allowing the world to speculate, because he knows it keeps the intrigue alive. But at the same time, he has drawn boundaries, refusing to let the speculation define him entirely. For his fans, these revelations are a mix of excitement and confusion. On one hand, they crave to know the truth, to finally answer the question of who he loves. On the other hand, they admire his ability to keep some things sacred, to protect his personal life in an age where nothing seems private anymore. Social media has made it nearly impossible for celebrities to live without constant scrutiny, and yet Can manages to maintain an aura of secrecy. That balance is perhaps his greatest secret of all. Looking forward, what does this mean for Can Yaman's romantic future? If history is any guide, it will remain a tapestry of public speculation and private reality. Fans will continue to watch his every move, hoping for confirmation of a love story that feels worthy of the dramas he stars in. The media will continue to chase after him, framing every woman by his side as the next big romance. And Can himself will likely continue to guard his heart, revealing just enough to keep the world guessing while holding the real story close. In the end, the shocking revelations about his love life don't just tell us about who Can Yaman has loved. They tell us about the man he is. A man who understands the power of mystery, who values sincerity in a world obsessed with spectacle, and who continues to captivate millions not just with his roles but with the unanswered questions that surround him. His romantic secrets may finally be coming to light, but the truth is, with Can Yaman, there will always be more to the story, more that remains hidden, waiting for the right moment to be revealed.